Life can be tough, and when things happen, if you're not prepared, it could spill over into your professional life. If you've been recently diagnosed with an illness or you had a loss in the family, it can lead to burnout at work and affect your career or business. A local entrepreneur has written and self-published a book to help. It's titled, You're Strong Enough for This. Joining us now is the author, Kate Hanson. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning, Rochelle.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, congrats on this new book.
Yeah, thank you.
You wrote it in a very short period of time, so you were obviously very inspired by your own personal story. Tell us what happened to you that led you to want to write this book.
Yeah, so since I was little, I loved writing. I always thought I'd be an author, but I always kept notes. And then as I went through life, I heard one speaker talk about inflection points, things that happen in your life that change who you are, how you see yourself. And so as we were talking about before, when I was younger, I was having all these weird health issues, and then they discovered once I moved here, which was like 10 years later, that I had a non-cancerous brain tumor. But it changed how I saw myself. My body had failed me in my mind.
Right.
Then when I was a teenager, I had been sexually assaulted at what they called a bush party. And that was really traumatic, and I didn't tell anybody. And there was before that happened, and there was after. And then when I had my first baby, we were so happy, but then she started to lose her hair, she became septic, her skin turned gray, and after 4 years, they did a blood test to find out she was celiac.
Oh my goodness.
And so with all of those things, my self-image about what I could handle and what I could overcome changed. I would not have thought I could survive these things.
And then your mom had a stroke.
And then my mom had a stroke 2020 of March, right when the world was shutting down. And so they even came and got her in hazmats and left, and we couldn't see her for months. And I just thought, that's it. I'm writing this book. I've got all the notes that I've got. And I was sharing earlier that it took me about 9 days to get the book written out because I already had it everywhere, but because I had COVID, nobody could distract me, so between naps I would write it, and then it took about 4 or 5 months to edit it.
Wow. But you did have a breakdown. You did struggle with your mental health at one point.
Yes.
It did impact your work.
Yes. Yeah, I was at a grocery store and I just collapsed in the middle of the aisle. I was just laying on the ground, and I'm a germaphobe. I'm laying on the ground, my hair spread out, people walking around me awkwardly, and I called my mom. She said, get right to the doctor. And so I had some sort of breakdown, an anxiety attack or whatever, and I never want anyone else to hit that point because I was lost. I was in a fog. Luckily, I got really good help, professional help, and so that really saved me.
So you've built some resistance, some resilience in the face of really hard times. What are some of the things that you've, sort of the tools you use when you're having a hard day or something major happens?
Yeah, well, like when people ask me, I talk about in the book about building your oxygen mask. And like when I was a kid, I thought, how mean that the people take care of themselves for little kids and seniors, but they can't help you if they're passed out. I think there's an oxygen mask for your life. So your financial health, your physical health, your mental health, if you're not taking care of all of those, how can you take care of yourself or take care of other people? And so my tip is really to look into each of those areas and make sure, am I taking care of myself? Am I prepared for impact? When life happens, a lot of people tell me, one more ball drops and I'm done. And I don't want anyone to feel that. I want you to feel like I'm prepared for this. And my mom just had another stroke in July. Happy to say she's okay, but I could handle it because I know what I can handle.
So you're having a book launch.
Yes.
You're strong enough for this. Where can people check this out for themselves?
Yes, so right now the book is for sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
And that's the only location at this moment, but we're having our launch tonight as a celebration of resilience, especially within our community of Winnipeg. I love this city so much. I love our province, and I just want to give back and make sure we're all taking care of each other.
All right, and the book launch is happening tonight at the St. Charles Country Club at 6:30. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.